Hiram here. I think I'm going to do my last video using the Bushcooker LT II with alcohol. I just don't seem to be getting any likes with the video, so before I bore everybody to death, I'm going to make this the last one. I had some very good and interesting ideas proposed to me for putting a burner inside this. If you watched the previous videos, you saw that using this is supposed to be a multi-fuel stove, wood burning, S-bit, paper, cardboard, the whole bit. But it's also said to be an alcohol stove using a provided pan. Put the alcohol in there, put the stove on top, and that's supposed to heat it up. But unfortunately, with this one, 2 cups of water didn't even come to a boil before it ran out. Then I used the larger cap, and I used this, one with just the bowl, and then one with carbon felt in it. Now these got the water to boil, but the alcohol ran out. Like in the last one with this, 2 cups of water starting at 60 degrees came to a boil in 3 minutes and 53 seconds, and then ran out in 4 minutes 15. So there's got to be something else that can be done. One thing I played with is using this super Venom stove. You've seen this in some of my old videos. Venom stove can, made out of an inverted can with wicking on the center. What I did was put this in here, filled it up with 1 fluid ounce of methanol. Fits in the burner down in, but it's in kind of low. So I did a burn test with this, which I'll show you right here. Now that got some fantastic flames because I think this burner was heating up the Venom stove, which made the alcohol vaporize even more so, and it just made a huge flame up through there. 1 fluid ounce of alcohol on this lasted 5 minutes and 7 seconds. This to me seems kind of silly to use a stove inside a stove. I mean, this is a stove, not just a burner, but a stove. Kind of big and bulky in the whole bit. Probably weighs half of what this does. So even though this worked kind of, I don't think it's a good idea. So what I was playing with then was going back to my old favorite, the Cottle stove. This is the bottom of a Cottle, of a can bottle, cut off about 1 inch. The muffler wrap on the inside held in place by hardware cloth. If you've watched my old videos at the old site, I'm sure you've seen this. Fits in here, but it drops down to the bottom and it's way too far. I think putting the alcohol on the bottom, putting it up through here, just wastes all of the flame inside this. Something has to happen to bring the flame up higher, closer to the bottom of the pot. So what I thought was just a simple solution to this was 2 stiff wires, coat hanger wires. Now unfortunately, my wife always throws out the coat hangers around here, so all I have are these coated ones. I think it'll make it for this. If you look inside here, can you see that? There are jet holes. Now unfortunately there doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason for the spacing. They're just punched in there. So each stove is going to be different. But what I want to do is put a wire. There's 2 levels of holes here. I want to put a wire across 4 of the holes on the bottom layer, just like this. Now, each stove is going to be differently, it looks, so when I found holes that fit, I just marked the can. So, try to put it in here with my big ham hocks. There's 1. There's 2. See that? Now the Cottle stove can go in, set on that, and now it's almost even with the top of this bush cooker. So I have 1 fluid ounce of methanol here. Put that in the pan, or in the stove rather, the burner. Which that only fills it up maybe about halfway. You could actually put more in there if you needed it. Okay. I've got 2 cups of water here setting at 60 degrees. Let me light this. See that nice flame? 2 cups of water setting at 60 degrees. And let's see where this goes. Okay, there we have 210, 211, 212 in 5 minutes 41 seconds. Okay, so that's a full boil. 2 cups of water starting at 60 degrees. Using this configuration came to a full boil in 5 minutes and 41 seconds. Let's see how long it takes for this to run out now. Okay, the flames are going. Going. And gone at 9:43. Cool. Okay, in my mind, that's a much better run. Let me just take this off. Again, I'm using the carbon fiber. I could use maybe a little bit bigger piece on that, but using the carbon fiber as a pot holder. Okay, what we have there was using the Cottle stove, which looks like this. You could also use something like this, just the bottom of a can bottle. I cut them off at about 1 inch. Now this one doesn't have the liner on it, but just picture, that's probably too hot to pull out yet. Just has a muffler wrap on the inside held in place by a little piece of hardware cloth. Now inside this you could burn espit, you could just put a piece of espit there, all kinds of stuff burning in this. So anyway, this came out, 2 cups of water starting at 60 degrees, came to a full boil in 5 minutes and 41 seconds. And then it continued to burn till 9 minutes 43 seconds. So that was an additional 4 minutes of boil time. That would give you biologically safe water for sure. Which means you could also heat up more water in this than just the 2 cups. Previously, when I used, let's say going back to the last one with this pan with the carbon fiber in it, it came to a boil in 3 minutes 53 seconds, much faster, but it ran out in 4 minutes 15, so not quite a minute to give you biologically safe water. It would boil the water, but depends on how you look at it, if it's biologically safe. A little warm yet. So anyway, that's that. Okay, I was thinking of something else here. I've had a bunch of questions as to how does the windscreen affect this. So while I'm making this my last video, it's easier to time windscreens using alcohol than it is using wood. So I'm going to do a little add-on here. Let me let all this stuff cool off, and then I'll be right back to do the same test again, but with the windscreen. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So here I'm going to do a little add-on testing this windscreen. Now this is a piece of titanium, a nice windscreen. It just rolls up inside the Snow Peak pot like this. You take it out, clip the 2 edges together, and there you got a windscreen. So Ninja K3K has these tent stakes that he uses. You just find holes that they'll fit in on the top layer here, the top row rather. Just find 2 where they'll fit in. It won't be parallel lines, they'll be kind of skewed out, just like that. And then that just goes on there like that. You won't be able to see anything with the flames, so there won't be a second camera here. Here I have the 1 fluid ounce of methanol. Put that in my Cottle stove. Cottle burner, rather. Let's see. Like this. Put on the windscreen. 2 cups of water, setting at 61 degrees. And let's see where this goes. Okay, there we have 210, 211, 212 at 457. Okay. Now normally I don't use windscreens in here. I don't have a problem with wind in here, except maybe for my talking, some people would say. But anyway, the windscreen does help. As we can see here, even with this, it cut a little more than 3/4 of a minute off the boil time. If you're outside on the trail on hiking or whatever, there's always a breeze and stuff that's going to be pulling the heat away from this configuration. So windscreens are very helpful. No great science to them, but they do work pretty nice. So that's a titanium windscreen included with the, I think it's included with the Bushcooker LT II. When you put the snow peak in here, it leaves about a 1/4 inch space all the way around open for the flames to come up. So it, just concentrates all that heat. Now, unfortunately, let me see here. The snow peak has a built-in handle on it. So that's where it limits you as to how far up the windscreen can come on the pot. The further up the pot it goes, of course, the more benefit there'll be. But because these 2 handles are here, there's only about, the handle rather, see how the handle rests right on the windscreen? So it's only covering about the bottom inch of the snow peak pot. Okay. So like I said, I'm pretty sure this is my last video on using alcohol with the Bushcooker LT II. Doesn't seem to be a whole lot of interest in this, so this should wrap it up. The results of this, without the windscreen, 2 cups of water starting at 60 degrees, came to a full boil in 5 minutes and 41 seconds. Run out time was 9 minutes 43. With the windscreen, 2 cups of water starting at 61 degrees came to a full boil in 4 minutes and 57 seconds. I thank Ninja K3K for the use of his kit here. I thank you for watching my videos. I look forward to your input, questions, remarks, helpful suggestions. And as always, watch for my buddy Max. Bye now.
Know you've been a good friend, and that's in the thick and thin.